right, everybody, I want to show you guys how I like my boots, my gear, all this stuff to fit. So come on over here. I want to show you what I like. Now, first of all, we got our horse Black Label. 𝗵𝘃𝗿𝗄𝗏 was kind enough to let me borrow this horse for this demonstration today. He's super broke. You'll probably see, if you watch any of the other videos, me doing work with this horse, scoring, tracking the dummy, doing all that stuff. So make sure that you watch some of the other videos in the series as well as we put them out. First of all, we're going to talk bell boots. I think bell boots are very important. Now, there's a couple things that you have to think about when you're putting on a bell boot. Number one, how does it fit? And number two, are you covering up the heel of the shoe as much as possible? Because what we're trying to do when we're throwing on that bell boot is when that horse spreads out and comes together, he can overreach, he can hit the bulbs of the back of his foot, and he can tear his shoe off. And we want to try to mitigate that as much as possible. So first things first, when I come down here, I always like to let the horse know that I'm here, right? I don't ever approach from the front. I don't approach directly from the shoulder. I like to come behind the shoulder, let them know I'm here. It usually works best because I have my bell boot right above my splint boot on the stirrup anyway. Then I'm going to come on down. I'm going to let them know I'm here with my right hand because I come from a horse training background where we try not to get stomped, jumped on, and all that stuff like you see on TikTok and Instagram of the Wild Cowboys, right? So we're trying not to get beat up. So I'm letting them know I'm here. First thing I do is I want to make sure that this Velcro is going the right direction. I prefer to have the Velcro coming towards the out. Some people do it the opposite because horses will step on themselves and rip this Velcro piece real easy. I prefer to have them coming out. I cup it around the pastern. I don't like bringing them super tight up here. Notice how if I pull this thing really tight, it raises up and exposes everything at the back of the foot. The bell boot protects the back of the foot mostly, and also the side. If you bring it all the way up like that, you're exposing a lot of foot to get injured or hurt, okay? So I like to fit it as low as possible as I can. I get it nice and snug. And rule number one, if you ever work with me in a roping arena, if you just take this piece of Velcro piece and you just slap it down like that and you're done because you're in a hurry, see how sloppy that is? I want that super tight, very tight. The less that's sticking up, the less a horse can overreach or step on himself and rip that down. From there, I like to push it down. After that, I'm going to go on into my my splint boot. Now, these particular boots are Iconoclast. They don't sponsor me. They're not a sponsor of this video, but I will say they have a nice product, okay? They're the boot that I've used for most of my professional rodeo career, mostly because of the protection of the suspensory, okay? I like how snug they make everything at the bottom, but again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm coming back here to the shoulder. I'm letting him know I'm here. Now, seasoned rope horses, yeah, you can kind of fall asleep and put this stuff on, but a young horse, to keep yourself safe, you always want to let them know you're here. And once I'm here, again, I like to cup the back of this ankle as much as possible. So I'll come in here, I'll snug it up, pulling it forward, okay? And then the back one, I'll pull forward and get it tight, and then I'll bring this one around. Now, I'm a little different than some people. I will bring this all the way around, and I'll cross it up. No matter what kind of splint boot you have, I like to bring it down around and bring it up, okay? Some people will put the first piece of Velcro on that secures the back, and that's it. I like to secure it all the way around first, and then I like to make sure everything's perfectly even coming up. From there, I'll make sure it's all set and ready, and then I just switch my hands. I'll pull it tight. I'll make sure my top's even. I'll pull it tight. Top's even. I'll pull it tight. From there, you can see how snug and tight that is. Only after I do all that, then I pull the other side, bring it up around, and I make a crossing fashion in the front. So the first one comes up one side, the other one comes up the other side. That boot is secure. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't think about when they put their splint boots on, that I think about every time, is securing the bell boot with my splint boot. That's why I always put my bell boots on first, then I put my splint boots on second, because once I do that, these two kind of intermingle, and this thing cannot twist, it cannot flop up, it cannot move anywhere.